sambuddho Samagato yena bhagavata dhammo Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Dhammayam Bhagavatam Sadhamam Sasana Ime Sakare Yadahara Harudite Abhipujayama Sadhuna Bhante Bhagava Sujira Parinibhutopi Pachima Janatanugam Bamanasa Nime Sadare Dukatapanaka Prabhude Patigannato Amma Kandi Daratam Hitaya Sukaya Aram Samma Sambuddho Bhagavan Buddham Bhagavatam Abhivadi Swagato Bhagavata Namo Dhamman Nagasani Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangham Namami Dayam Buddhasa Bhagavato Bhagavata Karangaro Nasi Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
So, very good, very nice to see you all again. So please now everyone sit up well. Cameras on, please, so I can keep my beady eye on you. Sit up nicely. Everyone here, everyone online. And you close your eyes, and as you do so, you leave behind everything. All that you've been doing, thinking about, worrying about, you put it all down and you leave it. And you try now to keep your attention here and now, at least while we're together. And we commence by bringing to mind the Buddha, our great teacher and inspiration, recollecting his perfect mind, a mind that was not just clear of all corruption and troubles, but far away, far distant from all that kind of thing, all forms of greed, hatred, and delusion. His was a mind, too, of infinite compassion. A wonderful being, perfect in knowledge and conduct. Now, when you recollect the Buddha, when you happen to see a Buddha Rupa, be inspired to do what you can to cleanse and change your mind too, to free yourself from your suffering. And do this with a mind of loving kindness for yourself. Learn to care for yourself, to appreciate and rejoice in your merits, in your good qualities, and to be accepting. And likewise to be kind to others, care for them too, and appreciate their good qualities, and accept them. Now just take a moment to remind yourselves of the nature of our human condition. All is change, and time is passing. And that means we're all getting older. We're all of us subject to aging. And there's nothing we can do about it. And at any time we can become unwell. Something can go wrong somewhere inside our bodies. We can meet with an accident. We can become sick or unwell at any time. We're subject to sickness. And whatever happens, sooner or later, we will die, every one of us. All that lives must die. Aging, sickness, and death. This is our lot. And contemplating these, and especially death, a sense of urgency should, I hope, enter your practice, enter your mind. To use the time and the opportunity that you still have to develop your mind, to change your mind, and to be free of all suffering. So, check you're sitting up well, body and mind alert, and quite deliberately now, gather and concentrate your mind. And focus your attention, first of all, on your body. Be aware of the shape that your body is making, the space it occupies, the solid nature of your body. And take 2 or 3 deep breaths. And be aware now of just where and how you perceive your breathing. And find that place where it's clear to you, where you can now be aware and watch, be mindful of each in-breath and each out-breath. Now do your best to keep your mind just there, with each breath, the whole of each breath. Do your best to keep your mind following each in-breath, each out-breath. But if you notice that your concentration has been interrupted by something, that you're thinking or dreaming or listening to some sound or worried about some disturbance around you or some ache or pain or anything at all, keep quite still. No need to do anything about it. I mean, no need to move, get up, or anything. Just be aware. When you notice that interruption, be mindful of it. And if you happen to name it, don't think my pain or anything like that. It's just a feeling. Just observe, just know what is happening and let it go. And find the breath again. And again, try to be mindful and aware of each in-breath and each out-breath. So please maintain your very good, very still sitting posture. And during the next few minutes while I'm talking, all you have to do, all you need to do, is to listen. Now, in one or two places in the Buddha's teaching, there is mention of Upekkha, which is usually translated as equanimity. It's the fourth of the four Brahmaviharas, and it also occurs as the seventh of the seven factors of enlightenment. It means a mind which is essentially undisturbed, a mind that is able to view and accept whatever happens without any kind of disturbance. The Buddha has compared it a bit to the earth. Whatever you spill on the earth, whatever you throw on the earth, it simply takes it, absorbs it, is undisturbed by it. As the fourth of the four Brahmaviharas, it really means there not just acceptance, but being able to view yourself and others in a way that is beyond any kind of aversion or dislike. You're able to accept yourself for just where you are and what you are. And you're able to accept others just as they are, without expectations, without wanting them to be the way you would like them to be, without any kind of disturbance, an even mind. And the same, of course, pretty much goes for equanimity as one of the 7 factors of enlightenment. But the point is made that to really have that sort of sense of evenness of mind with regard to yourself and others, it's vital that you have an understanding of karma. Everyone hears this word these days. It's part of the English language. But not everyone really quite grasps its meaning, or in the Buddhist sense, its significance. So here, because here we're a Theravada temple, we don't use the Sanskrit. We use Pali. And using the Pali, we're a little bit more precise. Karma tends to be used to mean both what is done and the effect of what you do. But here we would speak about Kamma and Upekkha. So there is the action and the fruit. But then the Buddha said that Cetana is Kamma. And Cetana means volition. So it's the volition which creates the fruit, or is responsible for the fruit of the action. You probably don't always think about this, but whenever you are doing something, you're trying to achieve something. It's a useful question to put to yourself from time to time. What am I trying to do? And how am I trying? How am I going about it? What's my objective? How we do things, the volition colors the effect, conditions the effect. Now, the effect of what we do can be immediate. If you hit someone, they hit you back, it's immediately effective, that Kamma. But sometimes the effect is later, even much later. And of course, we are experiencing various things that we may not quite understand why. And in some of those cases, it will be because of something done in the past, something that we're no longer aware of or that we've forgotten. But there's a reason for everything. And one of the reasons will be what we've done, Kamma. When I led a discussion on Kamma recently, there was a great deal of talk about the importance of not paying attention or not bothering about where or why something has happened to us, but rather to keep one's attention on just what we're doing now. And that's, of course, true. That's very important, that we don't go off into trying to work out why everything has happened to us, why we feel the way we are, and so on and so forth. It's impossible to really understand that. But it's still helpful to realize that much of what we experience is the result of past karma. And when we think about that, it helps us to be more careful now about what we're doing, because there can be an effect. And we don't know when that effect might be or quite how it will be. Because, of course, we are weaving a very complex web of karma. Some of the things we do are skillful. They're done with a skillful and kind intent. And some of the things we do are not so kind, not so good. And perhaps our intent, really and truly, if we're honest with ourselves, is to put someone down, not be very nice at all, not be very kind. And it's important to understand this and to recognize that we're all of us quite a mix. We've done some good things, we've done some not very good things. In many cases, the intent is not very clear, but there is always that present, that volition. The Buddha spoke about classes of Kamma. A few weeks ago, I talked about the Kammas that are bright and dark, and some which are neither bright nor dark. The Kammas that are neither bright nor dark are those which we do to free ourselves of our karma, to free ourselves of our suffering. And as examples, the Buddha gave the Noble Eightfold Path and the seven factors of enlightenment. So it's important to understand that, yes, we do some things which are good, which are bright, with a bright result. Some things which are not so good, that are dark, with a dark result. And some which are a bit of a mix. But there is also the karmas which will take us out of this round of rebirth. They will help us to deal ultimately and properly, completely with our suffering. As well as these, karmas are, or the effect of one's karma, is classified as heavy or light, and also as habitual. Now, I'm very interested in this because I think habitual karma is something that we must pay close attention to. Because when things are familiar to us, then we don't take so much notice. And we, all of us, cultivate certain habits. And many of us are not very well aware of the things that we are habitually doing. Another class of karma that we should be mindful of is what is known as death proximate karma. What is there? What happens at that moment of death? Now that is the effect or the result of how we live. So a strong point is made about preparing for your death by living properly, by living carefully, by living skillfully. We're all going to die. We're going to have to go through that experience, which no one really quite understands, although there are various teachings about it. What Buddhism says very clearly is that you should prepare for it by living well, because that death proximate karma will condition your rebirth. So in effect, how you live will condition what happens after you die. Now, I know that some people are kind of relieved at the thought of being reborn, but think carefully about it. It's going to be, at the best, more of the same. And it could be worse. It could be a less fortunate birth. We, all of us here, have had quite a fortunate birth in that it's enabled us to encounter the Buddha Dhamma. So we have the good fortune of knowing a way out of this predicament that we're all in. And that's why we're here this evening, to practice and to develop our minds, to overcome what causes our suffering. But of course, many people don't have that opportunity. So reflect on that, because you have a chance to do something very positively about your life, to overcome the fundamental problem that everyone has to live with, what the Buddha called dukkha. So I encourage you to take up the Buddha's teachings very carefully and to practice conscientiously to deal with this problem that you have. And ultimately to realize the secure and lasting peace of Nibbana. So that's enough from me for tonight. We'll sit for just a moment or two longer. And in these closing moments, please bring to mind and concentrate on loving kindness. May you and all beings be well and happy. May you and all beings be free from all suffering. May you and all beings realize for yourselves the secure peace of Nibbana. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. So, thank you all very much for coming. Very nice to see you all. Have a good weekend, and I hope we'll meet again soon.